You know, that time you wish you hadn't wore full armour and ridden 2 miles out of range, and you wish you put a trolley handle on. You know that time. Yeah.
Wearing one of the original tops from the 9x1 when it first came out, and this is where Speedy Feet's history lies, within the 9x1. This machine here is what really started it all for Speedy Feet. Gave us confidence in a product that was well built, was well funded, and the people doing it had a passion for that product. We are live, we are live. Welcome everybody. If you're here before me, because I am just logging in as we speak. So I'm going to go and check the old live chat. See if anybody's on it. Have we got any viewers this week? Stream health is amber. Okay. Hello all. Is there sound? Can everyone hear? Is it all good before I start talking? Be nice to know that you can actually hear me. Yo, Tony's on. He's saying what's up. Ronnie's on. Hi Ronnie, how you doing? I do need my phone, Mario. I do, to check Facebook. That's the answer to that question. Mario set it all up. And did you notice this week, for the first time... Oh! Ka-ching. So, for the first time ever, we are on time, which is remarkable. So sound's all good, we've got a thumbs up for the sound, and there are people on. That is good. Right. It is an amber stream though, it's not green, it's saying it's not as good quality. How is everybody on this fine afternoon? And have any of you been riding like you should have been? That's my question. Answer that question in the comments whilst I go to our 9bot forum and just let everyone know we're actually live as well. If I can get the URL. Hopefully I can. We are live. It's only worth sharing the link once it's actually live. And who call hello from Sweden. Lovely jubbly. Very good. Sweden's in the house. Who else is in the house? UK, presumably. I'm assuming. Ireland. Thank you very much, Mario. Magic hand of Mario. I'll mute that first and I'll go to Facebook and see if anyone's commented on Facebook. I always neglect Facebook people. Terribly sorry. Let me go there now and have a little look, see if anyone's actually copied in. See if Mario's done his job and we are live. California, USA. Ooh. Just having a look. Okay, we got comments on Facebook. If anyone's commented on Facebook, oh, even though I turned the volume down, even though it's muted. So it is muted, still does it. All good, and hello, Rich Gardner White. Hello, Richard. Richard featured in yesterday's episode, day 9 of the 1,000 Miler. You may have seen him and his lovely wife. Sean Duffy is watching, apparently on Facebook. Hello, Sean. How you doing? USA as well. So who have we got? What countries have we got in? That's what I want to know. We've got a question about the M Super X. We have got, we've got the emergency shipment coming in. I'm not sure when it's going to be. Hopefully a week. Everything's always a week. Yes, been riding. Marcus has been out riding. That's good. And Rich would love to be riding. So far we got Sweden and the USA, I'm pretty sure, and Ireland. Michael King has joined us. What up, Ian and all? Michael King has got a video this week, I believe. I think Mario has mashed it in there with some other videos. And so this week we've got the... I mean, there was an outright winner, to be fair, last week. But the rules are 10. You guys vote on them in the comments. And then from the top 3, we push them through to this week. And then it's a vote now. This is the final now. So 3 videos going this week that you need to vote on in the comments below. And we'll tally them up and announce the winner next week for £50 store credit at speedyfeet.co.uk. So that's a brilliant little prize. And also we've got other videos that were submitted, viewers' videos coming up. So let's do that in a minute. Not right now. I'll just turn my volume down. Okay, so yeah, UK, Sweden, USA. 1 week we had people from everywhere, didn't we? Oh, hello. Hi, Sean. Sean's just saying hello on Facebook. Try not to neglect the Facebook people. So the question is, do we go straight into viewers' videos? Who wants to see? Let's have a little vote on it. Let's get the contributions going. So would you rather see the fresh viewers' videos or the top 3 from last week as voted for by you, the viewer? So we can either play the finalists or we can play the brand new ones first. They're both going to be played in this show anyway. Which do you want to see first? Comment and let me know, and then we'll play that. James Gordon. Wait a little bit more. Have we got a recommendation to hold off a little bit until some more join? Okay, we can do that. Not a problemo. We can hold that video off. Let's have a look. Luckily I've got this muted, so it's not going to suddenly blare the same repeat video over and over again. Approval. Okay, we're in. You need a laugh. New ones. Dear. Yeah, so our original shipment of M Super X is in. It went back to UPS again, and they're trying to put it back out to the courier again to get them delivered after losing part of our shipment. A very expensive mistake, which currently we're paying for, and hopefully we'll be compensated for. We will find out, I guess. Right. So today we were out doing the V10, V10F versus video. For those of you who are wondering about buying a V10 or a V10F, wonder what the differences between the two are, which obviously we've done 2 big videos on already, but actually these are back to back. So we got just a couple of, it'll be a fairly short video, but it's a race, which I don't like doing at all. And you'll see a sneaky peek of that today in Sneaky Peek. He's making an appearance, isn't it, Mario? This week? I think he's done it. Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't like speaking. You have to learn to like speaking, because eventually you're going to be on the old risk analysis course when we do a video on how dangerous it is to ride fast. Again, you'll see some of that in Sneaky Peeky. Any recommendations on about gloves with integrated wrist guards? I haven't, no, sadly. There's a lot to be said about wrist guards because it stops you from breaking your wrist, but at the same time it can actually transfer the shock up and break your collarbone or part of your arm. So it's pros and cons. I don't tend to wear them. I wore them doing the Z10 video because I was pushing it at maximum speed, which is 28. But yeah, I think, which would you rather break, your collarbone or your wrist? Probably, I don't know, probably collarbone than wrist. But yeah, right, let's roll on then. Let's play, because no one's voted either way, no one's voted which one, so let's go for the new viewers videos. Let's try that. So coming up now is viewers videos, fresh submissions from last week. Watch this, and if you like the idea, send your own viewers videos in. There's information at the end, have a look at it, write it down, jot down what you need to do. It'll be put in the description afterwards. And send your own video and you can win a prize. Prize to be announced. But Mario is now poised with his finger ready to play this week's viewers videos. Go for it.
Viewers videos.
Ow. Has anyone else ever fallen like that? Even slow, it looks painful. I had a bit of a fall today, but I was wearing full protection, thankfully. And in fact, if I link that URL now, this is what we've got coming in. I'll link it up right here in the comments section, in the live chat. Link to armour. And this is the armour that we... what wheel was he riding in video 1? I do not know. Who was video 1? Mario, who was video 1? Michael King. Was it KS18L, wasn't it, I think? I think so. I can only tell by the rear mudguard. That's all I saw of that. I was looking at the comments elsewhere. Love the music on viewers' videos. Tony Hart still lives on. Yeah, he does. Lives on through this show. Yeah, so I've linked up to the armour, and then we've put an order in for that, so that's coming in hopefully this week, and that's what we wore on the 1000 miler, and I was wearing today after a bit of a spill, and each time we've had those, it's actually brilliant. So yeah, it actually protects you quite a lot. So Michael King says only 3 viewers videos. Come on, guys, get those videos in. Very true. The more the better. Wouldn't it be good to get 10 a week? and then each week, in the following week, we just keep having a competition every single week rolling in. It could be the same people putting the videos if we want, as long as they're fresh. Magic hand. So you need to get a green suit on, and we green screen it, and you can turn it into whatever you want, or make it invisible. Yeah. So I've got control now. I've got the dashboard. So this is going to go downhill fast. Lovely. How's armour warm waterproofness? So Lewis, the armour in terms of warmth is brilliant. I've mentioned it before on the show, a couple of shows ago. When you put that on, it's just like an underlayer. Absolutely brilliant. So it keeps you warm. So very often I'll wear the puffer jacket type thing with the armour underneath, which you'll see today. I think I was wearing this jumper as well. But that armour is just brilliant, and it's very thin. So I haven't got it here actually, but I will bring it next week's show. I'll bring it in the studio. You can have a look at it, a look around it. But it's all flexible, and then on impact it goes solid basically. D30 stuff in it, so you can hit it with a hammer and all the molecules tense up, lock together, and then it's rock hard. But it's soft or malleable when you're actually wearing it. So you know, all the shoulders are there. So this shoulder's aching a little bit today from the fall, but it would have been a lot worse if I wasn't wearing that. So yeah, waterproof, probably not. I mean, it's fairly breathable, unless of course you lob a jacket over the top of it, and unless that's breathable, you're going to be locking in that heat and that moisture. But the fact that you can pick it up just like a coat and put it on, look at the link above, you'll see the picture. It's all in one. Literally, slide your arm in, slide that arm in, zip it up. Done. Easy as that. So that's pretty neat. It is not available at the moment on that link, as you'll see, because we haven't got it in. They get it in Friday, hopefully, that armour. When will you show that security CCTV? Oh yeah, security CCTV. That will be on our little safety why you shouldn't ride fast video, or what can happen if you ride fast video. That's Douglas asking that. So basically, we put showed a video on my phone where I got it from CCTV on site where we are, where I had a really bad accident testing a customer's wheel at a very slow speed. And really, as an example of even if you're riding slow, some of these things can be pretty bad. I didn't break anything, but it was flipping close to it, and this is only just healed. So I think the moan was funny if I say so myself. That's strange, Vince, that is, because you've got exactly the same name as Vince, who submitted the video of mowing with a wheel. So could be a coincidence, or it could be yourself praising your own video, and they say self-praise is no praise, as far as I know. What is the best wheel out there for speed and manoeuvrability? From Ice Bath. Interesting name. Just having a look. I'm trying to think now. Depends on your size, your weight, and what sort of ground you're running over, whether it's off-road, on-road, and also uphills or downhills. So tends to be, manoeuvrability wise, the smaller the wheel, the more manoeuvrable it is. So simple as that, really. So a 16-inch wheel, I would say 16-inch diameter is the ultimate in terms of manoeuvrability. And as you start to climb up the bigger the wheel, obviously the more cumbersome it tends to get. And with the bigger wheels, you tend to have bigger batteries, so the heavier it gets. It's not always the case, but it tends to be that way. So who would like to see Sneaky Peeky? Let's do Sneaky Peeky in a second. I've got to put it here. E-previewer. There we go. So this is Sneaky Peek, I think. I think I know what I'm doing. Possibly. In a minute we'll do Sneaky Peeky. Just check these comments on here. So the CCTV, Douglas, to answer your question, I can't remember if I answered it, is the CCTV footage of that accident will go into the safety video that we do. As a gentle reminder to people that going flat out probably is not the best idea on a electric unicycle. So I'm going to do Sneaky Peeky.
Sneaky Peeky.
Hope I got on my GoPro.
Did you like that crash? I didn't. That was today. So that's very hot off the press. That is very hot off the press, that crash. There we go. Hover shoes. Hover shoes seem a really stupid thing. They're actually down here, I think. Have a look. Oh, if I can reach and get them. Or one of them. There they are. Bit dirtier now. After actually standing on them and riding it around the warehouse. I don't know. I wouldn't go as far as say they're stupid. What would I call them? Good fun. Good fun. But as long as it's dead smooth, dead flat, like in the warehouse where it's lovely flooring, then, you know, they got a place. If you stand on one of them and ride it around, it is an electric unicycle. Just saying. But you can't, yeah, you're not going to be going off-road or over any bumps whatsoever on those. So has anyone got any? Has anyone got the W1s? Did anyone pre-order the W1s? Did anyone buy these? Let me know in the comments below. Toy, impractical. So as a commuting tool, I wouldn't suggest that they pitch this at the commuting market, no. I would say they pitched it towards people who saw their friends on one and thought, don't fancy electric unicycle, don't fancy spending that much money, and I don't want a hoverboard, so let's get these. So it's just it's essentially in the same position as the hoverboards, really. Hoverboards. But split, so you've got a bit more freedom and you can mess about a bit more with them. That's about it. But probably not as good off-road. Or on the bumpy stuff, not even off-road. You can't even touch off-road, but yeah. He's got to be on smooth surface, basically, for that to actually work. Douglas is back from Thailand, which is good. Let's go back to these questions. See what we've got. So people here, fresh first, final first. So we had 2 people fighting over that. Let's have another look. So we've got still to come is the viewers' videos, the finalists. So we've got 3 videos to show you that were voted for. Now, one of them, has to be said, was voted for massively. And if it was the final last week, they would have won by a landslide. So it'll be interesting to see, now we're in the finals, if that video receives the same number of votes again, in insane quantity. So if you get caught riding hover shoes in Germany, you could get a ticket for driving 2 motor power vehicles without insurance at the same time. That is absolutely brilliant. Perhaps you should do it just to get in the papers like that. That would be quite a cool little article, wouldn't it? You could frame it, put it up. What's the safe cruising speed of the MCM5? Well, the video review to come out, of course, but safe cruising speed of any wheel is the speed you can run at, really. As you saw in the video of me coming off, that was not a failure of the wheel. It was, I don't know what it was, a stone or a drop in the ground or something, and I literally was 1 minute riding it, next minute it's like, that's gone. Boof. So, you know, and that was probably, that crash was about 25 miles an hour, something like that. So, the horse, yeah, that's, I knew it was there. That's Stevie? Should we call him Stevie? Name the horse. Name it. That was going to be used in one of the videos, it never was. But I was arrested for riding a Segway. Phil, you were. Welcome into the live stream, Phil. The man that got Segways banned in the UK and Northern Ireland. Well done, Phil. So congratulate him. If you look him up, you will find out that it is the actual man that got Segway banned. Look up newspaper articles, 2001, wasn't it, Phil? I think, I'm pretty sure. I'll try and find some articles for you guys out there. He did try and fight the good fight, though, to be fair, and win over the powers that be, and unfortunately never did. See if we can find a paper article for you guys and link it up. You can have a little read through it. Segways banned from footpath as rider is first in the UK to be fined. Woo! Here we go, The Guardian newspaper. Let's get you in there. There we go. That is I've just linked up the article there. So Phil, who's coming to this live chat, he's the man that got Segway banned in the whole entire of the UK. But he was using it in a safe manner And unfortunately, they just didn't see that it would make a good commuting tool, because they're all 80 years old, the people that make the laws. So it's a big shame. And I know we spent quite a bit of money fighting the case, trying to get it won through. So, yeah. I'm just reading through the article myself and I have to remind myself. But funny though. Funny and a real shame. Sad in some ways, because it would be great. I don't think you've got that anymore, have you, Phil, that Segway? It was an actual Segway, an official Segway. 2001, yeah. 30 grand, there you go. That's how much Phil used to try and defend our right to use self-balancing vehicles back in 2001 onwards. Even then, you can't win. It's good, isn't it? Such a shame. But there we go. I'm just looking at Facebook there. Oh, someone did send 2000. Was it finalised? Is that when it ended? 2011, was it? Wow. Wowee. What I'm going to do now is someone did send an Anchor message. You know Anchor that you guys are supposed to be sending voice messages into? Let's have a quick look. If I go to plus voice message, pretty sure. Let's have another look. Stephen Banks. Let's have another look. 1 minute. Let's have a listen to this voice message. If I can actually get it to work. Says it's loading.
Hello Ian. I'm usually at work when you start doing your Wednesday show, so I thought I'd leave a message on Anchor. It's just regarding your 1,000 miler and your little bit of a fall where you cut out. Do you think now the new Gotways what have come out, the MOSFETs are a lot safer, they take higher ampage, and how much did you weigh with all that backpack on going up that steep hill? When it blown one of your MOSFETs, it seems like you do put a bit of a strain on them. But people are asking and saying, Gotways cut out again. But I know you give it a bit of a strain. So how much do you weigh with all that backpack on? And do you think the new Gotways, the new boards and MOSFETs can hold up a lot more? Anyway, hope you're all right, mate. See you guys.
Brilliant, there you go, that's a good message. So the interesting thing with that is, so the monster failed going up a hill and a MOSFET blew. The interesting thing with that is that was being used way beyond. I can't praise these machines enough. There's not a single machine at the time we did this ride on, it would have got anywhere close to how brilliant these were. Absolutely exceptional. The machines we were on, they were massively overloaded. So the bags, I think between 50 and 20 kilograms that we were carrying. My weight at the time was about 13.5 stone-ish, something like that. So what's that in kilograms is 84, something like that. 85, almost 86 kilograms. So yeah, so that was 86 kilograms plus the 15, 20 kilograms on top of that. So we're at the maximum limit, and some of the hills we were going up is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And they were going 10 hours a day, those machines. So it was they performed absolutely brilliantly. Amazed they didn't fail before then. They were just being constantly hammered. I mean, you think it's 1,000 miles in essentially 12 days, because one of the days was wasted travelling back, trying to get the replacement components and stuff. And my machine, the monster I was riding, had already done a load of work before then and had some mods done to it, messed about with. And John's, of course, didn't fail at all. So combined, we did 2,200 miles in that trip, and absolutely amazing, brilliant machines. So, well, that's still running. It needs the axle tightened on it now, I think. But apart from that, no issues whatsoever. It's one of the most reliable machines I've ever ridden, the Gotway Monster. The M Super X is following close behind that, and the only reason I can't say it's just as reliable because we haven't done the same distance on it. But at the moment, we've got no issues with it whatsoever, and it can be pushed ridiculously hard. So what we did on that 1,000 miles, what you're watching there is obviously a snippet, a 30-minute snippet of a 10-hour plus day. And just complete solid grinding of the machine over and over and over and over and over again, getting really hot because you're going up massively steep hills and they get just as hot coming down the hill. Pushing it really hard. Fast charge the batteries, you know, with 6 charges. Just goes crazy. And they actually did it. They actually did it. Just amazing. Absolutely amazing machines. So from that point of view, brilliant. The boards are getting better. All development, all machines are getting better. I haven't particularly seen any machines that are wildly more reliable than any other. It's just you get waves of problems with other machines, different things. 9-bot ones, you know, over the years we've got boxes full of boards where MOSFETs are blown. And this tends to be cover off the MOSFET failure thing now. It gets less because the motors are getting bigger and more powerful and everything's been upgraded to handle it. So overpowering machines is a much less of a problem now than it used to be before. So we've seen that over the last 5 years. It used to be really high numbers of cases, people overloading their machines because they're 500 watt motors and they're not understanding that the tilt back requires power to actually push you back. So they're taking it up to its limit. There's not enough to push you back and it just cuts out. So the firmware has been updated and tweaked over that time. The motors have gone from 500 to 2000 watt motors in some cases. You just got so much more power to play with and all the components have been beefed up. So definitely, the machines are definitely getting more reliable. It doesn't mean there's no problems with them, but definitely more reliable, yeah, for sure. So yeah, to answer that question, it's, you know, the main thing that got away a couple of years ago was with the QC, you know, just stupid things, just not someone on the production line, you know, someone on the production line, presumably not being paid enough and just not caring, just going, yeah, I won't bother doing that, pushing it through and it not being picked up. So yeah, that's changed massively. The M Super X, there's not any issues with that at all, not a single one. We've had no returns either at all on those, which is in line with sort of the emotion stuff, which is high quality and the same as the 9-bot really. So let's have a look. Talk to. Yeah, one Phil says he's got a bad Tesla. He is not talking about the Gotway Tesla. He's talking about the Tesla car because Phil drives a Tesla from Tesla Motors, not a Gotway Tesla. So he's 4 wheels Tesla, which is ridiculously unreliable. It's one of the most unreliable cars I've ever heard of. His first Tesla, completely off wheels here, his first Tesla caught fire. And his second one has had 3 replacement motors in 36,000 miles, I think it is. Or is it 4? It's a replacement motor more or less every 10,000 miles he's had. 3 steering racks, I think. But yeah. I have a MSX and I would like to know how much I have to inflate the tyre. Look at the tyre sidewall and inflate it to that is the best rule for that. But it just depends how comfortable you are with it. You can go down to about 40 PSI and up higher. So 40, 35, 40 probably, thick tyre sidewall. So with the MOSFETs blowing, all that is over. It's like over voltage. So if you're throwing it forward and back real sharp, it's the best way of blowing a board is to slam it forward and back. Pendulum is the best way to actually try and break a board, which is why you see a lot of the guys who manufacture them testing them that way to see how strong they are. New and big, yeah, MOSFETs new and big. That's right, massive things. Just bought a V5S. Should I put green slime in? You can do, but if you can do to cover off problems with slime, I would use the pressurized can that you can blow in there. Green, you can get green slime, which is the push in there. You want the pressurized version because it's a lot easier to actually put into the tyre. But obviously, you need to let some air out and then use it to inflate. 3 of everything. There we go. Phil's saying on his Tesla motor, we got 3 of everything put on it. Yeah, Phil hasn't had much luck, no, with electric vehicles up until that point. He certainly hasn't. So what we're going to do in a second, where are we? We're almost 40 minutes in. I just need to check the Facebook. Let's kill that one, because I always abandon them. No, that's all good. So we're good. I'm going to put in now the top 3. So these are viewers' videos. If you're new to this, we do viewers' videos. You submit your video, 60 seconds in length maximum. Can be shorter if you want. You send us the URL of your uploaded video and we put it in this week's show. You give us your name, you name it, and you can win a prize. If you're voted into by the viewers. So once we get to 10, we then show all 10, and then you vote on them. Then we take the top voted videos, top 3, and then we submit those in to the next week, and you get the final votes on those. So this is where we are now. So this is the second round, and these are the top 3 from the second round. Let me put those there, and I will play to you them now, hopefully, all being well.
Yours videos.
I'm going to go 1 foot all the way up there.
Yay, well done, Luke. You've got it now.
there you go. So that's top 3. Those were voted in by you, the viewer. Top 3 from last week. So number 3, someone's voted in. So yeah, vote below and choose who you would like to win the £50 store credit speedyfeet.co.uk. So you can put your comments now, and you can also put comments in if you're watching this after the live show, because it'll be next week. Basically, today is the 24th of October. First one, so we got number 1, number 3. Okay. And you and John make a great team. Rise with a cartoon grown up named Heckle and Heckle. I say this with warmth and endearment. I'm going to have to search now what Heckle and Heckle is. So we got, let's have a look. Heckle and Heckle. Is anyone else Googling Heckle and Heckle? Or do people know what that is? Oh, Heckle and Heckle. I recognise them. Yeah, brilliant. Lovely. Thanks for that. That's good. It's meant with warmth and endearment, so that's alright then. Last one, absolutely. Okay. Interesting. So number 11 absolutely stormed it last week, which brought it into the top 3. So it'll be interesting to see where that is this week with the final vote. So, wow. Is it, are you using the number of the video? Because they're not 1, 2 and 3, are they? They are, don't know, I'll have to look it up. Don't forget to use the number that was put on the video, if there was a number. Now I'm looking at it thinking, was there a number? So let's have a quick look. I've got to go back through this now to have a look for you. So there's Jins there. So yeah, so the third video is number 15. So if you're voting, so there was a number 15. There was a number, viewers videos. First video was number 11, Michael King. And then the next video was, so don't forget to use those numbers. It's got to be those numbers on the videos, otherwise they get mightily confusing. So we've put numbers on there, and that's the numbers you need to use. Otherwise, there'll be some weird voting going on. So look, I'm just waiting for this video to end. I'll tell you what the second one was. 13 was the second one. There you go. That answers that. So make sure you use numbers in the videos. That'll keep it nice and clean and tidy. So if you put, just by the way, yeah, if you do put things like last one or first one or second one, won't be counted. It needs to be the number on the video, basically. Hope that makes sense. So if you're watching this afterwards, number on the video, write it down. And don't forget, submit your own video. So if you're watching this and you haven't submitted a video, just take a 60-second video maximum. You can have less if you want. Submit it, and then everyone will vote on it. And if you get through, you're going to win prizes. It's as simple as that, really. It's all freely shipped out to you, so no issues whatsoever. So what I need to know now is what wheels you're riding, and the second question this week from me to you guys is, what is your average ride time? Are you riding 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, hour? And is it commuting or not? Or is it just recreation? Are you just popping out for on the weekend, for example? Let me know that one. That's what I need to know, so we can talk about that. Heckle and Heckle. Would you believe it? Can't quite believe it. Is it possible to put up screenshots with the numbers at the end to remind us the content of each? No, it is not. Nope, cannot do that, unfortunately. But it'll be in the description once the video is processed. With the live streams, it can take up to 4 hours until it's on the channel, and then we need to try and remember that we need to go back to that video and add those things. But yeah, we'll put the numbers in there with the timestamps of when those videos were shown to vote for. Riding Gotway Tesla. And so what's your average ride time, Marcus? Average ride time. Let me know. Only one person rides at the moment. Only one person is writing in the comments. So riding Gotway Tesla. Just need to know how long for, really. Because I'm interested to see whether people are just popping on for 5 minutes, 10 minutes to get from outside of town into the centre of town, or people are actually riding them for recreational use, so, or even a massive long commute. So wheel in motion V8 ride time until the battery runs out, usually between 25 and 30 kilometres, also using it for commute to work. just about 2.5 kilometers away. Okay, using it for both recreation and commuting then. So, okay. Robert is commuting every day in Barcelona, 4 kilometer with Gotway M Super X, Z10 and 9BOT 1P. Wow, you've got a nice little selection of wheels there to pick from. MSX now, average ride time over 30 minutes twice. Okay, so I'm assuming you're commuting on that one. Tesla 30 minutes to and from daily work as Olav weekend until it starts freezing. So yeah, we see a massive drop off in interaction with customers at winter time. Now I do wonder, is that people think they can't ride in winter or don't want to ride in winter? Don't know. Commute 10 minutes, for fun about 30 minutes at a time. That's Marcus. Vince is saying in motion V8, 25 minutes to work or 1 hour plus when exploring. Depending on where, 6-10 miles one way. So 12-20 miles. Okay, yeah, riding one wheel on 9.1E. Cool. How are you getting on with the one wheel if you commute with it? 3.5 miles today, I'm assuming miles, or 3.5 something. 3.5 minutes, 3.5 miles, 3.5 hours. Airwheel X8, 10 minutes commute, Newcastle. Sweet. Okay, so from that, looks like 30mm M Super X gets 45 miles from 1300 watt hour M Super X. Let's have a look. So most people are commuting with them and going out and just riding for recreation. Which is interesting, isn't it? It's like the good old days when motor cars. Driving to work and then also go out and just for the sake of riding or driving. Lewis Foster, 18-hour commute along Canal Towpath. Dodge Ducks and cyclists, 7 miles each way. So that's a good commute, isn't it? 7 miles. That is a good commute. So Lewis, are you going to ride through consistently through winter, or are you going to hang up your boots per se until the good weather starts again, or you plan on just putting some waterproofs on and continue riding? Ride less now since it's cold, ride till it's ice on the ground. Yes, I'm assuming the concerns there is because of the slipping, coming off and having an accident. Miles, bro, on the Z10, 36 miles. Wow, okay. New speeds open a whole new experience. It certainly does, yeah. So the machines now aren't going 10, 12 miles an hour. You know, they go in, you can easily go 16, 17 miles an hour average speed. And it opens up obviously huge exploring opportunities. You want to head out somewhere, you can pop out. Makes a massive difference. And in some cases, actually safer to ride in certain places because you're not a liability going really slow. Taken to driving to a city or a town and exploring using V8, went around London, Cambridge, Newmarket, bits of Norfolk, local towns, Bury St Edmunds, etc. Great for exploring. So now exploring, that's Vince. So the police should really, because they're low on numbers, especially in the UK, they should use these to get around. They cover a huge amount of ground. Just a suggestion, you know. To and from work every day, as long as it's not ice and slippery outside, about 2 miles each way. Also use it to ride around every now and then. Lewis is saying, so I asked him about riding through winter, and he said, I'll ride through winter except when slippery. I'm like an ice sculpture when I arrive at the office. Yeah, so what you need really, you need what you got on a motorcycle, isn't it? Is a 12 volt battery, but just don't need that. Connected to the battery, and like a heated vest. That's what we need. Need a little plug-in attachment. If you come on, just pops out. Come off, it just pops out. So actually plug it into a nice heated vest, heated gloves, the whole lot. You can get heated socks, can't you? Things like that with a little battery in it. I got my V8 in July and so far 175 kilometers, a lot of riding for pleasure. Okay. The blinking hat is beyond repair. I think you have summed that up correctly. It is totally trash, that thing. Complete waste of time. So more chance of getting the blinking horse. So most people, yeah, are riding around. Let's have a look, new speed. So yeah, most people are hanging out their boots in winter, but riding for commuting and also pleasure. Almost everybody is. Looking at these figures here, people writing in. So you all, it sounds like, despite using it just as a commuting tool, you actually really enjoy just going out on the wheel. That way you can get both electrocuted and faceplant at the same time. Brilliant. Yeah, so I think a heated vest would be the way forward, though, wouldn't it? If you get a nice heated vest, heated gloves, especially if you put a full head helmet on, it keeps your head warm, so you're just worried about your basically your fingers. Fingers and toes, I find my feet absolutely freeze. So Has Gotway abandoned the 2,400 watt monster? If so, too bad. Don't think so, not to my knowledge. You may know something that I don't know. I can message them and find out if you want me to find out. Here we go. Are you still doing the 2,400 watt hour monster? To be fair, it's quite niche. It's not exactly our best selling wheel. It's immensely huge and heavy, and it's a bit of overkill for most people. So where that you need speed and range was the goal for a long time, that's got to a stage now where you've got to that, and that's like the peak. That's the most people want out of it, really, especially for single trip riding. So if you're doing 20 miles, that's just overkill. Whereas if you actually do want to ride that 50 plus miles, then in one go without charging, then that's the wheel for you. As long as you're not in a city trying to do tight weaving traffic or up steep hills or steep downhills. So, but I've asked a question, and if they come back to me in the next 7 minutes of this show, then of course I will answer it. If not, remind me next week, and hopefully I'll have it in my head and remember. When do you recommend to replace the battery in Emotion wheels? After how many miles do you think? Well, at least 2. It's time and use is what you're fighting against. So if you have a wheel with just a couple hundred miles on it and it's 2 years old, the battery's probably knackered. Whereas you could have 2,000 miles on the wheel, and the battery might be in a similar position to where it would be if it time just eroded it away. So I would just say use them. We've got wheels here that are 3-4 years old, that same battery. So you tend to see that sort of age, you're about at 30% loss at least by that time. So sort of 3-4 years in, and especially if you've had good usage, well, yeah, you're losing 30-40% of its as new range basically. So replacing them is just when you find out it's getting on your nerves. So if you've got a machine that's only doing 8 miles and it used to do 20 miles, and you need to do more than 8, then you're gonna have to replace the battery. So should be fine. Would you say M10 is a novelty wheel here, not practical for any trips of a few miles? I'm considering a super portable wheel for gym lock. No, that is a really good wheel. We're talking the same motor power as the V8, so 800 watt motor. So if you're talking M10.3, then it's a remarkable wheel. Yeah, for what it is. We've yet to do our video review on it actually. We just have not had time to do it. But of course it isn't going to sit. You're talking about, you come from a KS18L. It's not comparable at all. So you have got to expect something different, obviously. It's a 10-inch wheel, so it's tiny. So do expect something vastly different, but it's not like this little weakling that is hopeless. It is really good, and it does fit in a rucksack. I mean, it's that small. It's probably it's all you can fit in a rucksack, but it does fit. No, I don't do anything for Halloween at all, so be known. The answer from Gotway has come back, which is that's not bad response time, is it, to be fair? Customer service, considering it's not even working hours in China. The answer to that is yes, they are still doing the 2,400 watt hours. Both, and again, another message just to confirm, both 1,600 watt hours and 2,400 watt hours are both still available. So that answers your question live on the show. How good's that? Depends on how you charge it. They will last forever. If you keep between 25 and 85% battery, it'll last forever. I did over 2,400 miles and get the same range. I have M10, love it, but it's a lot more unstable. Takes some getting used to, but great if you are going in a city or something, easy to carry. That's exactly right. So it's a wheel, you know, what is it going to be? It's like that. Oh, hold on. He says. Tiny. Oh, here we go. You know, that is crazy. Let's be honest, that is just ridiculous. It's Diddy, there's my hand, and that's just... It's tiny, but the profile is brilliant, so it's so wide. I mean, that is a really, really wide wheel. So, from that point of view, yeah, but it's tiny. And it's not massively light, but obviously I can hold it outright just. So, it's flipping light in comparison to any other wheel out there. With that power, so 800 watts of power. That's very, very impressive little wheel for what it is. So I also have M Super V3 820. is like a train when compared to the M10, a lot more stable, but the M10 is way more snappier, fast as well. That's right. So when you're stood on that, you think your leverage, your height, you're stood on something that's like a little thimble. Whereas the bigger the wheel goes, your leverage over, or your power over that wheel reduces the bigger the diameter of that wheel gets. So you need to fight it more. Like the 22-inch wheel, the Monster, you have to fight that thing to even get it to move forward. Whereas that, you have to nudge it, and you're massively powerful in comparison to the wheel. Are the CE approved Z10 coming any different from the ones that got through, limited in power? I managed to get hold of one in Germany before they ran out. I don't know whether they're going to be limited in power. No idea, not a clue. Really not sure. But the ones that are out there, the Z10s, are shouldn't be able to be import them. Theoretically, customs should stop them and seize them, or stop them, seize them, and ask for the paperwork. And then when you can't produce the manufacturer specification sheets and the CE approval, they should say, well, that's going back, or destroy it. But that doesn't tend to happen. People grey import all the time. I know a lot of them are arriving with dead batteries on arrival. There is a way out of that by removing the batteries and bringing them back to life. But yeah, so I don't know anything about those, Robert, I'm afraid to say. Segway have said nothing about them at all. They've got them on their site saying coming soon, but as far as I know, it's still Christmas. And there's no news whether or not they will have an exclusive themselves on that as a distributor. We don't know. So we're not sure how that's going. We've got them on our site as out of stock in the hope that we can get hold of them. But it's one of those wheels that I don't find myself absolutely dying to go out on. It's brilliant, it looks great, but it's not. I mean, like the M Super X, for instance, will smash pretty much any wheel out there. So if we were hoping to do this, a Z10 versus M Super X, they don't compare. In overall, I'm talking, so there's certain areas where one's better than the other, and vice versa. But you know, overall, the M Super X will just smash it, especially on range. Let me just say thanks to Gotway, because they answered incredibly quickly in about 60 seconds. Okay, so we've only got, just notice the time, we've only got 30 seconds left of this, so if you've got any questions you need to ask them right now, because we will be closing out. Don't forget to send in your viewers' videos. Definitely send them in, make something, do something creative. It may lead to a £50 prize or whatever the prize will be next time round for your submissions. People get to vote on it, inspire other people as well. And don't forget to vote on the ones that have been submitted, the top 3 that have been put through. We need votes on those. So if you're watching this after the live feed, comment below. So there we go. IPS i5 or M10? So the IPS i5, we had loads and loads of problems with that, so I'd definitely say the M10. 9 bucks a customer messing things up in the last minute. I'm in London. Z10, yeah. So you can get them. I'm not saying you can't get Z10s, but they should not be imported at all. And problems we see, just slightly running over here, problems we see is other companies that aren't specialists in selling this sort of equipment. They buy it in and they're within Europe, and people unwittingly buy stuff off them that's been grey imported. And therefore when they try and get the serial numbers, they say, can I have some warranty on this please, 9bot or Segway? They come back and go, well, that's an Asian market machine, we don't warranty that, you should never have it. They say, well, I bought it off a distributor. Of course, then they've got the problems of getting that from a company in Europe that tends to be a UK company, because it's got .co.uk in the domain, and they then have to somehow work out how to ship that back to Germany or wherever it came from. So what's the failure rate on most of your wheels? So failure rate, we talked about this very early on in the live show. We're 1 minute over here. It's about 10% failure rate, and of that 10%, about 1% is actual mechanical failure, not from rider error. So it's pretty small, the failure rate. Most of it is some sort of rider error, but that's coming down. So that was historical data, really. We haven't seen, with these new generations of more powerful wheels, that the failures have gone down, and the ability for new riders to overpower a wheel because of lack of understanding, that's also dropped, because these wheels are so powerful now that you don't get the same failure rate. So that's actually shifted. So yeah. So there's an example there. Andy got his Z10 from Gearbest. Gearbest are just a company that buy in huge amounts of electronics, and they've grey imported them illegally and then are distributing them through to various countries, ignoring all the legislation basically. Thank you very much, everybody. Well, I will catch you next time, because it's 2 minutes past. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget, send in your viewers' videos. You need them to add your content to this show. But thank you very much, everybody, for watching. And I'm now going to stop the stream.